I just moved into a 2-bedroom myself for the first time.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to turn I'm trying to turn the second bedroom into a podcast studio.
If you have any questions...
Look at this.
I know.
What is this, Pinterest? Where did you learn how to do this?
My dad.
Who is your dad?
He'll come help you. I'll supply him out.
Dude, what's his vibe? Is he like a...
He's a handyman dad.
Oh,
he is the handiest man.
Yeah, because this is like nice, dude.
We went to IKEA. Yeah. And we saw those on the way out, and we're like, perfect. Because Matt does his podcast in here. Okay. So I couldn't, do a wall.
Right.
So I had the light from my old studio, so we just changed the color. But I was like, I need something that's could work for everybody.
This is perfect, though.
Thank you so much. One thing I'd recommend, which I just learned from Harper, is I always say these chairs give me a crotch. There's a crotch shot angle going. Oh. So she said that her dude. So I don't have a dude to tell me this. You're like her camera guy. Yeah. They put a pillow there.
Oh, just so it's a little bit forward.
Yeah.
I see.
But I'm like, maybe the viewers like it. Who knows?
Yeah. Bump the numbers a little.
I'm really trying.
Yeah. Why not?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I throw it in whenever I feel like it. Cole Garrett, everybody.
Hey. Oh, we're going. We're live.
We're live. We're always going.
Here we go.
You came from the West Side. Where are you at?
I'm a West Side boy. Yeah, I've always been on the West Side. I lived in Marina Del Rey and Venice Beach for a long time, but I just got married a couple months ago.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it kind of coincided with the whole, we just got married and we were looking for a new spot and we're like, let's go to a place that's a little more mellow. Venice Beach is crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's just wild, and we ended up getting super lucky, and a friend of ours recommended us this spot in the Palisades, and so it's like a 2-bedroom apartment in the Palisades, and it's fantastic.
That's so exciting.
It's great. I'm stoked. I'm just like a neighborhood guy now. I'm just like.
Have you really changed?
Hey Jeff, just walking around. Hey, buddy. Yeah, but it's been nice because I feel like sometimes you don't realize how chaotic your situation is when you're so used to it.
Yes.
And even living in a 400-unit apartment complex, I'm still locking my door. If you think about how for someone to target your specific apartment, it would be very hard for that to happen. They would have to specifically be this one, unit 225. But even then, I still was locking my doors. I'd lock my balcony sometimes because I just felt sketched out because I don't know, someone got shot in my garage.
What?
Like a year ago, someone got shot in my garage.
Was it do you know the details? Was it on purpose or what?
I mean, who knows? I don't know. Things have been stolen out of my garage. So it was just I didn't realize how much that was because I'm a paranoid person. I get that from my mother. Mm-hmm. My mother is constantly dude, she sent me, I could literally show you, she's constantly sending me things from the news you better watch out, Cole. Dude, she sent me a thing this morning.
Oh no, what's going on?
Yeah, she sent me a thing this morning that it was a news story that a homeless man in Venice kicked someone's dog and just murdered it.
I just think of I Love You, Man.
Yeah, yes.
They murdered it.
Yeah, the dog died.
Oh, no, Anchorman and I Love You, Man. A lot of dog kicking with Will Ferrell and Baxter.
Yeah. He kicked him off the bridge.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. She is very focused on bad things happening.
Yeah.
And so, like, our whole upbringing, like, she always thought that we were going to get kidnapped.
She would have died if she was a mom now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know too much.
Yeah, way too much. Yeah. And, like, back then, like, she would do things, like, she would take little precautions to make sure that we, like, wouldn't get kidnapped. Like, even when we were all on, like, a family trip, she would, like, give us these little things that would, like, they could hook to your belt, and if it, you could, like, unhook it like a pin.
Yes, my mom has mailed me 2 since I have 2 of them.
Yes, and it, like, does yours make, like, a loud sound?
Yeah, really
loud. My mom used to give those to us. She'd be like, unhook it like a grenade and just throw it.
Yeah, because I
Drop
go
the
running,
pin.
and my mom's like, you have to run with this.
Yes.
And then she sent me another one. I was like, you've already given me one of these.
You've got 2 on either side as you're running, just fucking nobody.
You don't know what side.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny.
That is funny. Does she have my mom has on me the tracker on your phone.
Yeah, now she's like, whatever.
Okay.
Like, now she's like less like involved, and I think she's like a little less stressed out now that we're older. But yeah, the first like 10 years of my life were all just about like anti-kidnapping strategies. Like, until we'd go anywhere. I don't know. I think she thought we were a lot cuter than we were. And I'm like, looking back at my baby photos, I'm like,
That's so funny.
I'm like, I don't know how likely this was.
Oh God.
I don't know. But yeah, I think I like have adopted some of that now because I lock my balcony door. I'm like, I think I'm on the second story.
I lock mine.
Yeah.
I lock the chain to that,
yes!
everything.
But I'm just like, someone might scamper.
Do you scamper?
Someone might scamper up here.
That's the thing. Like, when you hear about these stories, it is such bad luck.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. It's just you just get fucked. Like,
yeah.
It's just that's just what happens. Like, it's a crazy thing to be walking down the street and someone just kicks your dog. You know, like, I don't think that's something you should be actively scared of. Like, you shouldn't be like pulling your dog away from people's feet. But it just sucks, I guess.
It totally sucks. It's just a numbers game there.
Yeah, 100%. Everything. But it's like, I try not to be scared all the time. But I feel like it's just in me, you know?
Is your wife good at calming you down? Or does she up the ante?
That's a good question. I think she's less scared than I am, for sure. I'll be out doing spots and I'll come home at like 1 a.m. and I just like go to the door's just wide open. The front door is just open and she's just in her bed, just like she's just like dead asleep, like she's not worried. That to me is crazy. I'm like, Laura, you cannot fall asleep with the doors open. She's just like, what? I was tired.
That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah. She's also like, she's got a little lazy bone. Mm-hmm. So even if she was in bed and she's like, fuck, the door's unlocked, but that means I have to get out of bed. She's like, I'll risk death.
You know what I've thought so many times is like, now I'm good because Matt puts water on the bedstands. But when I lived alone, I would be in my bed dying of thirst.
Yeah.
And no, my fridge was like an arm length away. Would never get up to go get the water.
You're like, nah.
I'm just seriously like,
nope, I'll just stay thirsty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so the opposite. I could be the most tired I've ever been in my life, and I go to close my eyes, and if I think that there's even 1% chance that I didn't lock the door, I'm up. I'm up.
That's too funny. My mom was excited when I moved in with Matt because she hated that I lived on my own for so long. Especially there was wild shit
That's scary.
I had right before I moved, we had some crazy things outside of our apartments. So mine, it was 3 a.m. I wake up to the loudest noise in the world. A car turned the corner going really fast. And then the cars on the street, it piled over 10 cars.
Oh my God.
It threw through 10 cars. And then I hear cops go, get on your knees, get on your fucking knees. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I sleep at at that point. And I'm looking out the window and I can see the cop in the shadow. And I'm just like, that was like the one night that week I slept at my place and not his.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
You heard gunshots?
Gunshots. Or I don't know if it was like the pellets.
Oh, got it.
And I was like, I think I gotta move.
Yeah.
And then I started staying at his place every night. And then right when we had the conversation of moving in together, that week, a homeless person, we found out later, set the carport at the apartment next door to his on fire. So we just see flames.
Oh my God.
And we're like, we should this street has been great because we're in the chaos, but like the end of it, so there's nothing going on back here.
Yes.
So
that's
we're
nice.
like in arm's length to danger, but safer.
Yeah. I feel like everyone in LA, no matter where you are, like it doesn't matter if you're in Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, like everyone's got stories like that. It's different with apartment complexes, obviously, because it's like you have so many people living in the same space and it's just constant chaos. And just the surrounding areas, like things are just constantly happening, like with cops and like homeless people. Dude, there was a guy because like, you know, on the west side, like it's very lax, like the homeless, you know, situation. Like a lot of people just, you know, not people, but the city kind of like lets it happen. Yeah. Like a lot more than most areas. Dude, a guy straight up, okay, this one, I'm like walking my dog and I'm like seeing this guy. This guy shows up and he just starts like unloading wood. And I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Oh no.
And then like, dude, day 2, he's like out there with a hammer. And then he's just like, and I'm like, what is this? And then, dude, by like day 5, he has like a full structure, like an outline of a house. Dude, this guy built a real house. It was 2 stories. And he came in like week 2, he came in and like he was unloading like plants and flowers from like Home Depot.
What?
Dude, he landscaped. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen. After we're done, I'll show you a picture. I gotta find it, but it's insane. He painted the house. He would be up on the 2nd story, and he would be like dangling his feet off of the 2nd story, just playing his guitar, like you know, no shoes on, like Huckleberry Finn.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he was just up there, just like, and he'd be like waving at the neighbors, and everyone was like, "Dude, what? How is this okay?" It was so wild. But he was there for a year.
Really?
A year he lived there. He was our neighbor.
Did you ever talk to him or wave to him?
Yeah. I talked to him a few times.
Is he normal? Like,
ish. Yeah. Normal adjacent. But I mean, he's like, he's just a trippy guy, you know? I think he must have had money because he drove like a BMW. But he plastered the whole BMW with like crazy shit and would like write crazy things like all outside. So he was a little dicey, you know. He used to yell at the neighbors because, you know, they were obviously like, "Hey, get out of here!" And they would like have like screaming matches, and people would like throw shit at the house from like the apartment because it was just like a wild situation.
Jeez.
Yeah, but he was there for a year, dude. I was like, wow, like go off, sir.
Oh my God, I watched this movie recently on accident. I hate when you don't know a movie's gonna be dark and it ends up fucking your night.
Yeah.
It was called Bliss with Owen Wilson.
Okay.
And it was just about like a heroin addict and showing what they see, like getting addicted on accident, like
Whoa.
or like on accident. It was on accident, and I'm like, and then an American Dad episode came on last week, and I'm like, well, and it was the exact same thing, but a cartoon version of that movie. And I was like, it just shows like they just see perfection.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's wild,
Dude. That is wild. Sounds awesome.
I know. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Look under your chair.
Yeah. You get black tar. You get black tar.
The next episode, I have no teeth. I thought she was kidding.
Yeah, you're just asleep in a chair. They're like, "You good?"
Never.
Oh God.
So wait, are you guys? I know is this question annoying, but are you guys doing like any honeymoon thing, or what's the plan?
So we like pumped the brakes on the honeymoon thing because the wedding planning just like took it out of us.
I think everyone's doing. I hear everyone doing that, which makes sense. You want to be recovered.
Yeah, I wasn't like you have to plan so much for the wedding, and we didn't have a planner. We had a day of like organizer or like a day of planner, but the whole thing we put it together ourselves. Like we got all the pieces together. Luckily, you know, we live in a place where you know a lot of talented people, so that's, you know, that was awesome. So like you know, like the DJ was a friend of ours, and the photographer and the videographer, and my buddy was the officiant, and like we knew the caterer through some friends. So it was awesome because we got to like curate our whole thing, and we did it in like our friend's backyard in Malibu, and it was awesome.
That sounds great.
It was fantastic. It could not have been better. But it was a lot of stress, and it was a lot of planning, and I just couldn't wrap my head around like, oh yeah, also right the next day, yeah, let's like plan a 10-day trip or whatever. Like, that's crazy that people do that. I get the concept because you want to like roll off of that high, that feeling, and like, yeah, I bet that's going to be the best vacation you ever take because you are literally like high on endorphin. Yeah, it's like an amazing thing. It's fun.
And you're exhausted.
Yeah, but you're exhausted. So we're waiting. We're gonna plan something. I think like sometime in like the winter or something, and just go. You know, I don't know.
That's better. I don't think I actually know one person who went on a honeymoon.
Yeah,
right after.
I feel like that's It feels like that's the way to do it, but I don't know. I've also talked to people who were like, you have to do it right after.
Really?
Yeah. Well, people tell you all kinds of crazy shit. Like, I don't know. The thing is weird. The wedding thing is just weird. It's a lot of fun, but you're like, at a certain point, I was like, who is this for? Like, was this for us, really? Or was this for, you know, my Jewish mother-in-law?
I think it's for family.
Yeah. I mean, she was like, because we wanted to like kind of elope. We wanted to go do like the thing. We were like, we'll have a little thing, and then my wife's mom was just like, I don't think so. She was like, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we just went with it. We're just pushovers. But no, it was like, that's like really, you know, they're from the East Coast, and that's like a big thing for them. You know, they bring their friends out, and it's like, it's a thing, you know, and I think I'm glad we did it. Now I'm glad, looking back on it, I'm like, that was a lot of fun, and it was cool. It was a ton of work, but yeah, it was a cool thing.
Yeah, there's not many times you get everyone's family and friends together. It's probably the only time, right?
It's going to be the only time ever that those people are all together. I mean, it's crazy. You see, like, it's people you would never expect to be together. Like, I don't know how, like, you and Maddie, like, your families are, but, like, her whole family lives on the East Coast. They're in Florida and Philly. So.
Oh, yeah. We'd get along.
Yeah. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Florida.
Oh, you are? Okay, so they're all in Tampa. And so I go and see them, but my family has never met them. So, like, I know all the little, like, you know, the people in their family, and even the people that are, like, you know, like second cousins and stuff like that. And so, but then you got like some of my like shithead buddies from high school, like talking to like my wife's like great aunt who I like, you know, or whatever. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, they should never be talking. What are they talking about?
Don't talk about this.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy to see that all in the same space. Yeah, never again. It'll never happen again.
Yeah, families they're so different. Like, his family is more, they're not, he always says they're strict, but they don't seem strict. But my family is the opposite of strict.
Really?
So
You come from the cool family?
I come from the cool family.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It's nice.
Damn. So were people coming to your house to like kick it in high school?
It was the party house.
Okay, so were your parents like, you can drink as long as you stay here?
Well, my parents got divorced when I was in 9th grade. Perfect timing.
Oh my God, you're the luckiest person. I said, I'm like, you're so lucky your parents got divorced.
I was though.
But you were. Like, mine waited till after I was out of high school. I was like, you fucking idiots. This shit was already falling apart by the time I was a freshman. You should have just did it.
Yeah, don't blame it on me.
Yeah.
You're staying together for me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's amazing.
I know. So I had my mom's house, and she was like, because she was the protective mom too, who did the like, if you're gonna drink here.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I was like,
oh, so she was protective, but she was still down to do the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Best of both.
And what about your pops? Was he more protective?
He wasn't.
Yeah.
I kind of like, as like a awkward teenage girl, I didn't want him to know. Like, I wanted to stay like lacrosse player. Like, I wanted to be like that version of me there.
Yeah.
I've always had like a million versions of myself. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So it was more that there, and then my mom's for drinking. So it was kind of awesome. I was like bopping around, no F word here, even though he didn't say that, and F word there.
Yeah, that's funny. You just had like the two separate lives. Like, that's so funny. Like, one is like a lacrosse player who's like trying to get a scholarship, and the other one is like a degenerate gambler who says fuck. Or,
Sucks
did I say
for my
gambler?
mom.
Drinker.
Who told you?
That's so funny. But that's awesome, man. So like all your friends would like, we're going to Mandy's.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Damn.
I loved it.
How often? Like every
I think
weekend?
when we had like my friend Alex Lipshaw, his dad's house. Alex, what's up? His dad's house was a fun house, and then my mom's house, and then actually Alex's mom's house too. His parents were divorced, but they were both wild.
Hell yeah.
So we like would rotate the cool parents' house.
Dude.
Good times.
I was always so jealous of those. But like as I got, there's a difference though, you know? There were some parents that I look back on and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like you are wildly irresponsible. Like I've hit the age now where I'm like looking back and I'm like, you're bad. Like you're a bad person.
There was big differences.
Yeah, because there were certain parents like my mom was so strict, like I said, that I had to lie to my parents constantly. I was the biggest fucking liar, dude. I was so good at lying at one point in my life. Like I could lie to someone's face and feel nothing. Like now I think if I lie to someone, I'll like swallow hard, or like my mouth gets dry, you know.
I get red.
Yeah. I have like the normal person who's not out of their minds, like physical things that happen to you when you lie to someone. I get that now, but back then I could literally look her in the face and just be like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like I'm gonna go to this place and I'm not gonna leave or whatever. I had a friend whose mom would lie for me. Like,
really?
She would call my mom and be like, don't worry, Vicky. I'm going to be here all night. They're not going anywhere. You know me. My house is locked down like a fortress. These boys aren't going anywhere. I know what they're up to everywhere else, but not here. And then she'd like hang up and then be like, see you later. She'd be like, I'll see you at 4 a.m. Like, go do whatever you want.
Oh my God.
And we would just go out and just party all night. It was the best. But then I think back to that, I'm like, you're a crazy lady.
Imagine if something happened to you.
Imagine, dude. She's responsible.
Oh.
And she knew what we were doing. She'd literally be like, give us a few beers on our way out. I'm like, I'm driving. Dude,
that's past the line.
Yeah.
That's a little wild.
That's a crazy lady. Like, why? I don't understand what she got out of that. Like,
she wanted to feel that people liked that she was cool.
Yes. I think that's the main thing. And like we had other there was a lot of that because I think I grew up in Orange County and there's a lot of like I don't know if this is just like common everywhere, but I think something about in Orange County, like there's like this like the cool mom thing is like alive and well.
Like Amy Adams and Mean Girls.
Yes.
I'm not Amy Adams. Amy Poehler.
Yes, Amy Poehler. Exactly. Like that like like hot, like fake boobs, like trying to still be young type thing.
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing. Like you had a lot of moms that were like that. And like one I remember going to like a friend's birthday and the mom ordered a huge cake that was inedible.
What?
It was a massive cake. And I remember thinking like, dude, your parents are so cool, man. And like, dude, everyone was high off of their asses. Like it was bad. Like it looked like everyone was on heroin. Like everyone was just like, dude, like.
Wait, how old?
Like 16.
No.
Yeah. And like everyone was all fucked up. And I remember like everyone was just like strewn about the house, like just like frosting on their mouth, like. Dude. And I was like, what is happening?
Oh my God, the visual is so
dude,
good.
Imagine like 40 kids just like high, because it was a massive cake. And it was like, this is back to like when edibles were not like it wasn't like regulated like it is now. Like this has like now like the packaging of things is like this has, you know, like 2.5 grams of weed total. Like this was just a cake. that had weed in it, you know? Nobody knew how much to eat either. And like, you know, sometimes like back the old edibles, it was like, this corner might have all of it.
I was going to say that.
So some kids were just floored.
Oh.
I just remember and I think back to that and I'm like, wow, like why on earth would they do that?
And what were they thinking when they looked around and all the kids were pretty much dead?
Yeah. Everyone's in a coma. They're like, this is great. Happy birthday, honey.
Oh
like,
my god!
Did they think like they probably like they're in bed, you know, the husband and wife like we did something good tonight, didn't we? Good night, honey.
Oh,
like what?
No, too far.
Way too far. Crazy people, man. I'm not gonna be like that as a parent.
You have to have boundaries. I think too strict, the kid goes too crazy.
Yes.
Did you go crazy? Like in college or high school?
Both.
Yeah.
Maniac.
So you know not to go too crazy.
Yes. There's got to be an open line of communication where the kid doesn't feel like they're going to be like in so much trouble. Because that was the thing. My parents were detectives. Sometimes I come home, my mom would be like, open your mouth. And she'd like stick her nose in my mouth and be like, what? Like she'd try to like sniff. She's a fucking police dog. She's like, she like sniffed. She'd be like, she's like, I think I smell alcohol. And I'm like, no, you don't. She's like, okay. I'd go up into my room, but I was drinking.
Yeah.
I was drinking. So I'd go up because I had a curfew. It was 11 p.m. all throughout high school. And that's right when the fun shit starts at the party. You know what I mean? It's like everyone by 11 p.m. is like starting to get turned up, and that's when the weird shit happens. Between like 11 and 2 a.m. is like when all the fun stuff happens. So it used to kill me to have to come home. So I'd come home, and my mom would be like, all right, now that you're home, I can like go to sleep. You know, I'm home at 11. She goes to sleep almost immediately, and like I look in, go into her room, see that she's asleep at 11:30, go downstairs, take my parents' car, don't even have a license. And the cars were close to like where like kind of like their room was up, but like the cars. So I would open the door, put my dad's car into neutral, and Fred Flintstone with my feet push the car down the driveway, and then I'd push it a little bit down the street, and then I'd turn it on, and I'd just go out until like 4 a.m.
Oh my god!
Yeah, fill it up with gas right up until where it was.
Smart.
And then bringing the car back, and dude, I never got caught. I did that.
Good job, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
For all you kids listening.
Steal your parents' cars.
Yeah, it's tight.
And feed your kids weed.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bad kid, but that's what happens, right?
Yeah, that is what happens. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Thank you.
But yeah, you got to be I think my parents were the perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I never went too crazy, but I got to have my fun, so I didn't. And I say this like all the time, but like being able to drink and stuff kept me from ever wanting to do drugs or anything. I was just so happy with what I had.
Yeah, you're like, this is good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, because then, especially if you're doing it at your own house, like then, because you go out, that's when you meet the sketchy fucks. Like those, you meet them out. Because if you're doing it at your house, it's just your homies. But it's like, I feel like, yeah, that's the best way to do it. But it's a weird thing because you're like, I have to let my kid do something kind of shitty.
It has to be so hard.
It has to be hard.
And
but
I get why your mom was the way she was. I could so see how it would be hard to not be that way. I have one crazy story that when we left the house once, it was... I know we had fake IDs that were 18. So we were...
So funny.
I know. Could you... What?
So funny.
What?
So we can buy cigarettes?
So we could go to this nightclub.
Oh, nice.
And I don't ever liked nightclubs. I'm not a good dancer. I can't dance. But we just wanted to go. All of our friends are going. So me and my best friend Grace, we got... Grace Miller. A few episodes I said her. How do you stop saying your best friend's new last name?
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
I'm like...
That's really hard.
How do you do that?
Yeah. You just don't. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Grace Miller, Grace Thompson. So we snuck into this club and with our fake 18-year-old IDs. we end up outside of the club. We got in trouble by some sketchy dude approaching us and these cops coming and being like, what do you, like, we were blacked out and a sketch ball was like talking to us. So the cops saw this and was like, let's save these children from whatever's about to happen. They call my mom, but my mom knew I had the fake ID that said Jessica. Yeah. And I keep telling the cops my name's Mandy. And then they call my mom and they're like, I'll be right there to get Jessica and Grace. And then I just keep yelling.
She's doing the bit.
Yeah, she's doing the bit.
You fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
And your mom's holding out.
I know.
She's like, I got you, Jessica.
I know. And she never broke, and I just...
So cool.
And I was like, it's Mandy.
Yeah.
And they're like, this drunk Jessica.
this chick doesn't even know her name. She's blacked out.
So that was a cool thing she did.
Dude, that's so rad.
But I remember the worst part. I just remembered this. When we also grabbed my boyfriend at the time from inside when Grace and I almost got killed. And on the drive home, he puked all in my mom's car.
Oh, no.
All over her car. So.
What's your mom's name?
Kathy.
Dude, I was hoping it was going to be a cool mom name, and it was.
Is it a good one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Dude, Kathy is a cool mom name.
What is your mom's name?
Vicky.
Vicky.
That's like a scary mom name.
Anything with a V.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Vicky. Vicky.
Why do names fit people so much?
Yeah. My mom's a nice lady, but everyone was terrified of her in high school. People were scared. I remember one time when my friends first started getting their licenses, one came to pick me up, like one of my buddies. We were just going to the beach and we were 16. My mom did not want me to drive with anyone. Like, she was like, even if they had their license, she was like, nah, you're going to get into a car accident.
It's a distraction.
Yeah, yeah. All the things. She's scared of everything. And I remember my buddy came to pick me up. She like finally let me go, and he was like, everyone was scared and nervous, and everyone was like, hey, like she came out to the car, like walked down. She's like, what are you guys gonna be doing? You know, and they were trying to like put her at ease. And one of my friends goes, yeah, don't worry, I totally understand like why you're being a little bit particular, because I have a crazy mom too. And she said and he was trying to just relate, and I remember, like, I looked at him and I went, dude, and she just went, who said anything about crazy? And I remember his asshole just went up into his stomach, and he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean, but he just like literally couldn't even spit out words. We're like, I was like, drive.
I think that those asshole moments, like asshole going into your stomach moments, is what made me want to do comedy.
Yeah, 100%. Those are the funniest moments.
Those are just like, I just need to, this is the only thing I can do at this point.
Yeah, I need to die. I need to die. Yeah. Ugh.
So many of those. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. I feel like I just went back in time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was. It's funny to talk about that stuff because you forget about it and then you relive it telling stories and you're like, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's good. I would be sad if like you didn't have those stories.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're young, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm a little buttoned up now.
You have to be, because we have a lot to do. We have a lot to accomplish.
Yeah, that's the thing now.
Yeah, that's why like Matt and I are taking, we have a wedding at the end of the month we're going to, and we've been taking the last 3 weeks off of drinking.
Nice. Has it been tough?
It's been tough.
Are you guys like drink some wine at home with dinner?
Yes.
Yeah.
But only a few days a week, but cutting out everything.
Yep.
Is not, it's just boring.
It's fucking boring. I've been doing it for 3.5 years.
Really?
Yep. I'm a sober boy.
You're good.
I'm a sober boy.
We were saying the hardest part has been Fridays. Mm-hmm. Friday nights.
Yep.
But then once we get past Friday, it's fine.
Yep.
But just Fridays.
You get that feeling inside of you that it's like that excitement to drink on Friday. Like, what's crazy is it's just a day of the week. And like,
right?
It doesn't really mean anything, especially for like when you're younger, Friday means everything. Mm-hmm. But when you're an adult, Friday is like, I guess it's if you're working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But for comics, it's like different because Monday could be Friday. We're all over the place. Mm-hmm. We don't really have a weekend. We work on weekends. So that Friday feeling isn't really there as much, but there is something just in the air about a Friday.
Right?
And even now being 3.5 years sober, like sometimes so I used to live right next door to like an Irish like sports bar in Marina Del Rey. And I have to pull into it to like right next to it, and they have an outdoor patio to get to my place. And every once in a while, like I'm 3.5 years sober now, so it's like I don't get that feeling like on a daily basis, but every once in a while I would drive by and I would just see people pounding beers and like throwing cornhole and just like having a good time, and that feeling would just like conjure in my stomach, and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. That looks fun. I want to have fun. Just that little demon, you know? Just like, oh, that would be fun. But
You're throwing the fake bag in the air.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That would be nice. But I know what you mean. Like, there's something in the air for, like, on Fridays.
Yeah, he's golfed before, but we picked up golf. So we've been doing that, which has been so fun.
Really?
So I'm like, that feels like we're just staying active and
that's
like
great.
Doing stuff like that.
And just the two of you out there just just knocking them around?
Just knocking them around.
How's it been going?
Good. Every time I'm getting better. But
that's great.
I like that when you're doing it, it's all you could think about.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
like, there's this giant checklist, and I'm just like, if I think of something else, I fuck up.
Yeah. Golf is nice. I don't like doing things that I'm not good at.
It's hard.
It's very, very difficult, and especially if I'm not actively trying to get better. Mm-hmm. If I'm actively trying to get better, I'll do it. Like, this is why I can't play, like, video games. Like, I don't have enough time to get good, so I can't just pop in and be bad because there's too many people who are good.
Yes.
So they just fuck me up, and then I get pissed, and then I quit.
That's so true.
So I'm like, I don't have the time to be good at this, so I'm not going to do it at all. Mm-hmm. That's how I am with golf.
That makes sense.
Because if I pop into golf, I'll play golf once or twice a year. Mm-hmm. If it's like a random thing and someone invites me and I'm like, I just want to hang out with this person. Mm-hmm. That's what it's for me. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to spend time with this person.
Yeah, it's a good hang.
Yeah, but then I get out there and I'm like, fuck. I'm putting holes in the fucking green. I'm like, fuck. I'm getting so mad.
It really is a practice of golf and a practice of anger.
Yes.
Anger management. Because
the second that you start getting in your head about it, it's over.
It is.
You start sucking more.
It does.
Because when you're out there loosey-goosey, like, that's when you're having a good time. Mm-hmm. When you're thinking less about what you're doing, you're just like, I'm having a good time. Like, you're just whacking them. Then you're having a good time and you're doing better. But the second I start to get in my head about something, when I start to think like, fuck, I'm gonna hack this one again. I know it. I do it. I'm like, just goes way off to the left. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing, we've just been the driving range, so because I'm still learning.
You haven't done the full course?
We did one back in Florida before I started trying.
Okay.
Goddamn nightmare.
That's when it starts to get wildly frustrating. Yeah. The driving range is great.
But even there, everyone is so angry.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's furious. That's what's so funny about the golf course in general. You're like, it's so nice to be outside. Everyone's like, fuck! Sorry, I just screamed.
I know, you're
like, what is, how nice is this? Everyone's just so mad. Just gripping the steering wheel of that golf cart. Like,
oh, yeah. That's it. So I figured let's pick up something that will also be very difficult and you need to work on a lot and will make you angry. Why not?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's gonna pay off. Mm-hmm. Like, you're gonna get better. That's like, those are the best types of things that like take a long time to get good because it's like more rewarding like as it happens. Like, because I bet the first time that you hit like a birdie in and you like sink it, you're just gonna be like, oh my god.
Oh, one day.
Dude, it's going to be amazing. That feeling is going to be phenomenal.
And we were laughing, I was like, do you ever try something new and think, am I going to be amazing at this?
Am I going to find the thing I'm so good at?
is comedy gonna maybe have to like go on hold for me to become like a PGA?
Yeah. Am I going on tour the PGA though?
And then you're like, no, but that'd be cool.
No. Yeah.
That'd be cool though if it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to stop comedy, but if like I was that good at golf.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, being a golfer is so much sicker than being a comedian. Are you serious? I'll take that any day.
Oh my goodness.
Please
so
let me
much
discover I'm good at golf.
money. But yeah, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So comedy, we're gonna stick to that one. We're gonna, because that's easy. That's an easy career path.
Yeah, super easy. So sad.
So did you think of a weekly wiener? Do you have a wiener in mind?
Oh, what was the thing again? Okay.
So it's a person or thing that bugged you more than it should have.
Oh, right. A person or thing. Okay, I have two kind of things.
They could be anything.
Okay. First of all, this is in line with the wedding thing.
Okay.
One thing, this is a thing that has been bothering me. It's... I say this too, and I'm sorry if you're someone watching this and you have said this to me, but ever since I got married, the thing that everyone says to me now, not every single, but a lot of people, they come up to me and they go, "How's that married life?" Hey, buddy. How's that married life? I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to answer that? Mm-hmm. Like, what are they expecting me to say and I get it. People are just making small talk. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to be a dick. And I just answer. I say, "Hey, it's good." You know? Oh, I'm not wearing my ring, but I go, oh, look at that.
The old ball and chain.
Yeah. Because I'm like, we've been dating for 9 years. What do you mean? It's the same life.
Yeah.
There's no difference. I feel like they want to hear like it's either really good or really bad.
Well,
like,
they want really bad. What they really want is bad.
Yeah. They're like, "How's that married life? Tell me it sucks, right? I'm so lonely." Tell me being lonely is better.
That's a translation to "how's the married life?"
Yeah.
Has it really gone downhill since the ring thing?
Right? It's bad, right? Tell me it's bad. Tell me it's bad.
Please, because mine is awful.
Yeah. I'm just like so confused by that question because it's just like, I don't know, man. We're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
We're the same. Like, I get it. Like if I had a kid, like, if you're like, "How's that parent life?" Like, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because that is a giant shift. But, like, the married life thing, like, it's like, this isn't, the 1950s. We didn't date for 2 months and then get married. And I'm like, I made a massive mistake. Mm-hmm. Like, we've been dating for, like, 9 years. It's like, yeah,
It's very, very different.
So that was one thing that was kind of...
That's a good wiener.
That was bothering me a little bit. And then, like, a person, I have two.
Okay,
yeah. So I do a lot of dog stuff. I got 2 dogs. I'm obsessed.
What kind of dog?
They're 2 little rescue mutts. They're both from Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they speak Spanish?
Oh yeah, fluent.
Cool.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. One's kind of like a pit bull mix, and the other is like small, like kind of looks like a King Charles. But I do a lot of dog stuff, and I'm always taking my dogs to the beach. And the other day, dude, I want to preface this by saying this also. I am a reactive person, and I think that kind of falls in line with the comedy thing, Like, I get angry at things that are, normally some people would probably just just be like, "Oh, that's nothing." That's not a thing. But it's not like, I'm not like a confrontational person at that much.
Yeah.
I'm more just like, I'm gonna get in the car and not stop talking about it for the next 45 minutes to my wife and like go through every scenario of like, "Can you believe they said that? Like, in what world? In what world?"
I think they are.
Yeah. And she's sitting there just like, "Can we please talk about something else?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal." But the other day,
oh God.
I'm going down to the beach, and we go to this place where it's like it's not a dog beach, but it's a dog friendly beach. There's dogs off leash everywhere. So we go down there all the time, and my dog is like super friendly, like loves all dogs, loves people. And I'm on my way down to the beach, and as I'm passing like this little parked car area, my dog goes in front of me, and this woman puts her window down and goes, excuse me, like stops me from walking down the steps. I stop, I turn, and I look at her, and I'm like, yeah, I have to walk over. She calls for me. What? She calls for me. Excuse me, come here. And I'm like, yeah, what? And I go over to her, and she goes, I just want you to know that I think that your dog needs to be on a leash, because I have a dog that I just brought out here, and he is like a 4-year-old rescue pit bull with trauma. And I had him out on a leash over there, and a dog that wasn't on a leash came up to him, and he attacked the dog. So you need to be more responsible and put your dog on a leash.
Because her dog is awful.
Dude, sometimes people say shit, and it's like, I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm literally processing the words. Like, I'm like, is she really saying that I need to put my dog on a leash because her rabid dog is going around biting other dogs? And dude, I've never done this in my entire life. Okay, because usually I would be like, because I'm trying to do this thing where I'm just like, I don't want to I'm trying not to talk as much shit and do these things. My new thing is I just say, go off queen, go off king, do your thing, and then I go. Like, that's the thing I say with my wife. I go, we'll start to talk, and we'll just go, go off queen. We'll just, you do your thing. Like, we'll start to talk to shit. So I'm literally staring at her, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm processing it. I'm like, that is what she said. And dude, I stare at her for a good 5 seconds. Without saying a word, I stare at her, and I just went like this. I just turned around and walked away. Dude, I didn't say a word.
That's amazing.
I stared at her, and I went... And then I just turned around and just literally turned my back to her and walked away. And then later, because I was like, I don't want to say something wildly rude. Mm-hmm. And my wife, she saw just the end part of it. Because she heard her say things, and then she saw me just stare at her blankly and then just turn around and walk away. She goes, what the fuck was that? She goes, what the fuck was that?
I love that she saw.
Yeah, she goes, what was that, dude? That was crazy of you. And then I go, crazy of me? I go, it was crazy of her. And then I lost it. Because then I had to go into like explanation mode for the next 30 minutes. And we're just sitting there on the beach, like trying to like have a good time. And I'm like, I can't believe she fucking said that. And then, again, my wife is just like, dude, relax.
But I think you not saying something to her.
Oh, dude.
Beautiful.
Dude, after the fact, ooh, it made me feel so good. Yes. Because how dumb did she feel after I literally spun? I did a 180. I just did a little pirouette. I just went, yeah. And got out of there.
There's no way she saw that coming. And I hope that gave her the time to then replay in her head what she just said.
Yes, 100%. She was thinking about it on the whole way home. She's like...
She goes and puts her dog down.
Because of me.
Because of your
I'm
twirl.
Like, yeah. Because of the twirl. Oh my God.
That is.
Oh God.
Those are two really good wieners. You brought it.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. That's good. I feel like we covered so many things that could be jokes or whatever. But do you have any stories like either one or both or whatever you feel like you're in the mood that you made into a joke or one that you didn't, like life moments?
Yeah. I was like, because when you hit me up, you were like, you know, what's one of the most embarrassing things, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, I think this specific one has to take the cake. I mean, there's a couple in my life that I like can like draw from that I'm like, this is a really horrifying moment for me. But this one in particular, I think is number one.
Okay.
So when I was in middle school, I believe I was in 7th or 8th grade, and we used to do this thing called air guitar. Have you heard of this?
I know the air guitar, but not the air guitar you're speaking of.
So we call it air guitar, and it was like a competition that people would do at local high schools and stuff, and we kind of like adopted it at our middle school because we started it. And basically the concept is that you put like a medley of songs together.
Like a mashup?
Yes, like a total mashup, like 15 seconds here, 20 seconds here, maybe 30 seconds, whatever it is. Okay. And you do a choreographed dance to that thing. There's costume changes.
What?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So you come out and maybe like half of your squad is only in part of it. And then like the song ends and then there's like a new thing. But the whole thing is like maybe like 3 to 4 minutes total. And you do like 7 to 10 different chunks of songs. So it's like very fun. And so like I was a gymnast growing up.
No way.
Yeah.
Vicky got you into that?
It was actually all me.
Really?
Yeah, when I was like 5 years old, I was like, they had the Olympics on TV and I like became obsessed with it. I was trying to like mimic it and like doing handstands on the coffee table and they were like, oh, this is kind of crazy.
That's impressive. Gymnastics is not that I couldn't imagine. That's so scary and hard.
Yeah. I mean, it was like it was a crazy thing. I did it for like 6 years and I was competing nationally. Like
that's so cool.
Yeah. It was cool, but it's like it's a crazy world. I mean, it's like how you would expect those, like, because they're training you to become an Olympian. Mm-hmm. Like the place that I was in was very serious. They're like, we're training young Olympians here. And so it's like, it's very like militaristic, hands behind your back. Yes, sir. No, sir. Like everything is walking a straight line. It's all like performative. It's crazy.
If you were younger, did they have you do like certain nutrition and stuff at that age?
Nutrition?
Like diet or anything back then?
Not as much. I mean, I was like a really skinny kid. So the only thing that I had to do was like I constantly had to be drinking like Pediasures because I was like doing too much and not like getting enough calories. Mm-hmm. So I was like drinking these like protein shakes like every single day. Okay. But no, this is like, you know, when I was in this was like 1997, 1998.
No, nutrition wasn't a thing.
No, they're like eat SpaghettiOs, idiot. Yeah. And then go work out for 4 hours. Yeah, I'm like, I don't feel good.
It's barfing SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, they're like, here's a Chewy bar.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like that was what was good. You go back and look at those, there's like 30 grams of sugar. And you're like, sick. But because I was like in gymnastics and stuff, you know, I could like flip and I could do like things like breakdance moves, you know, stuff. So they were like, oh, we're gonna use them to do this, we're gonna use them to do that. And one thing that I could do really well is I could moonwalk.
What?
Yeah, so I could do like a really good Michael Jackson impression. And they knew that. And so they were like, oh, okay, like let's do that as part of it, right? It's like hard to talk about.
Oh no.
Okay. So also part of the routine. Sorry, it's a long story.
I love it.
Part of the routine was also like, so when I was in middle school, this is like 2004, 2005, I think. And so this is around the time where the movie You Got Served came out. Yes. So being like a b-boy breakdancer was like sick. Sick.
Good so we were like, for that.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna do a You Got Served routine. Straight into like Cole being MJ, like just going ham, right? So we're doing a whole thing, and I was like, I do a thing, then I get off stage, I put on the glove, I put on the wig, dude, I'm dressed up like freaking MJ, right? And so at the end of the You Got Served routine, what's supposed to happen is, because in the movie You Got Served, there's a part where like a guy basically like, there's two guys on either side and they're like, their fingers are interlocked, and then I put my foot on their interlocked fingers and they kind of just like boost me up, and then I jump off of their hands like over and then like boom, like land center stage and then like start the thing. And so I'm like cool, like we practiced it a couple times, and like it was always like 1, 2, 3. Like that was how we always practiced it. No. So, dude, day of, we're on the stage of our school's like outdoor amphitheater. The entire school is around. Like, I mean, everyone. It's lunch. Everyone is out. And like hundreds of kids. And we go to do our thing, man. The you got served thing's happening. And I go up and I step up on the hands. And I'm literally like, one up. And I feel, I'm only at one. And I feel one of them just go.
No.
Like, and I'm already fully standing up. Like, dude, the one side, dude, I get catapulted through the air sideways. Like, dude, my feet are over my head. Like,
no.
I am like seeing people in the audience upside down, dude, and I just smack my head on the concrete.
No.
Yes, and I can remember just hearing like, ooh, like, dude, everyone is dead silent. Okay, so that's like horrifying,
that is
but
bad.
this is where it gets kind of funny because I'm so concussed that
Don't say what I think.
wait. I'm so concussed that I'm just so fucked up that I'm just sitting there that I don't realize that everyone is like not enjoying the performance anymore. Everyone's like, somebody call 911. That I just turn around and I just start doing MJ moves. I'm doing the spin. I'm dick grabbing. I'm going like, hey! And I am just like, I'm just moonwalking across the whole stage. Bro, I literally do not remember any of this.
Oh my God.
Someone had to tell me that I was doing this. Dude, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm killing it. Everyone who was watching was absolutely horrified.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then eventually, like, the whole thing, like, we get through it, and, like, dude, I remember my teachers being like, are you okay? And I'm having, like, lapses in memory, and then I remember, like, I couldn't think clearly, so I remember I, like, went and got, like, lunch, because I, like, missed the portion of lunch, because I was, like, in dress rehearsal, and I remember I like, came to in like science class and I was literally eating a chicken burger with the sequins glove on.
Oh my God.
I never took it off. I was like sitting there like, and I was like, I remember looking at like, I'm still dressed like Michael Jackson. Because I was just so lost. I was like severely concussed.
Oh
and,
my
dude, people
God.
were talking about it for fucking weeks.
That is so funny.
I was so embarrassed.
Oh, I'm like crying, laughing. I can't believe that.
So unbelievably embarrassed.
It sucks because it wasn't your fault.
I know.
But no one's looking at the guy who threw you up.
Yes, I will never forget that Jimmy and Dustin. They fucked me over so bad.
Oh God, that sucks.
Yeah, that was like such a horrifying. Like I remember getting ready for school the next day and just being like, fuck. Like,
were you fucked up? Like, did you go to the doctors?
Dude.
Or you just went for it?
I think I did. Yeah. I think I ended up going to because what happened was once I realized when I was in that science class, like I started to, because I've had concussions, really bad concussions before.
What?
Yeah, I've had a lot. Like, because I was just a wild kid, so I was like constantly getting hurt. There was like a time I fell off my skateboard, like going down a hill and like almost slipped into a coma. Like I've had some gnarly head trauma, hence comedian. But like, so I know what it's like to have a concussion. And once I sort of like came to and I started having like, I was like, oh, I'm like conscious again. Like I'm having thoughts like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, there's a huge bump on my head. Oh yeah, I got flipped onto my head. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm 100% concussed. I remember I like got up and I like went to the office. I was like, you got to call my mom. Like, I got to get out of here. And my mom showed up. She was pissed off. She was like, you saw him get flipped on his head and you didn't think immediately to do something about that.
I was thinking that too.
Like, they were all like, are you okay? And I was just like, of course I said, yeah, because I was embarrassed. I was like, I'm good. And then I literally turned around and like, moonwalk. They're like, well, if he can moonwalk. That's what she probably said to my mom. He was moonwalking all over the stage. What do you mean?
just blood dripping down.
Yeah, just literally blood coming down from my Michael Jackson like ponytail wig.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was very, very embarrassing.
What a time.
What a time, man.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, well,
I'm glad you made it into comedy. We'll say that.
Yeah. It's the only reason why. God, I'm like getting hot thinking about it. Palms are getting sweaty. I'm like,
so last question on that: Did everyone Did you have any people make fun of you after, or were they just like?
No, I was I was lucky to when I was in grade school. I was very confident. Mm. I was a very confident kid. I don't know where it came from.
That's great.
I just was. And maybe even cocky. And I think because of that, and also I was a very small kid. I was always the smallest kid in the group. Just a little guy. I didn't hit a growth spurt until I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
But because of that, I think I developed the mouth. Mm-hmm. So I was I was a gunslinger. If you tried to fuck with, I was gonna break you down, verbally, because that was my weapon, you know? So I think because of that, people didn't really fuck with me a lot.
Good.
And I also had an older brother that was my older brother Chad is he was a dude that people were scared of.
Perfect. Get it, Chad.
Yeah. Chad would fuck me up, but no one else would.
Okay. That's fair. That's what brothers should do.
Yeah, exactly. But no one really fucked with me. They were kind of people were you good, dude? You know, there were a few things people were kind of oh, it was a little bit crazy, huh? But I didn't really get made fun of or bullied at all. So it was fine. I recovered from it easily and kind of played it off. And I think people... Yeah, never really brought it up a lot because there was still a performance element to it. So I think it wasn't I don't know. It wasn't just flat out embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. You're doing something cool.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah.
Yeah, getting a concussion is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's tight. Dude, check it out. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, dug that one out of the archives.
It's a good one. No, don't. No. Well, is there anything you want to plug?
I don't need to plug anything other than, follow me on social media stuff at Cole Tells Jokes. That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for doing it.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Yay.
This was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for watching.
Yee.
Bye.